Hello and welcome to Experience Boost Gameplay. My name is Archive and I am all by myself. I have taken over Rynn's game and I'm gonna play and do whatever I want. Not really, cause she'll kill me. Rynn's actually sick and has been sick for the last few days, so we haven't been able to get some recording in. But I figured instead of just, letting the opportunity go to waste, I thought we should revisit some of the previous towns we've been in and just see what we can purchase. Kind of highlight the different NPCs that you might be interested in checking out, getting to some different things. Now, with the purchase, path action, which is all thanks to Tressa, she's there looking at us, you can basically just buy an item, right? And you can get it 100% of the time as long as you have enough money. Money talks in this game. Now, there are a couple items in the game that I've seen. Whether or not we'll see them today, I'm not sure, but that are not purchasable. So you may say, how do I get this item, right? Or how do I get this item that's really expensive and I don't want to spend the money? So there is another character in the game that does have the steal path action, which also lets you get items. The downside to that is there's a percentage involved. So the more expensive an item is, or perhaps the higher level the NPC is, there's a few different factors. The more difficult it is for you to get that item. And if you fail a number of times, your reputation will go down within the town and you can't do any of your path actions and you'll have to pay money to get that back to the status quo. I like the purchase option. I know you have to spend the money, but you can get it 100% of the time, no risk, and I feel like it's the more positive way to go about it. So just know that there is another way to get these items if you don't want to buy them. But for the sake of this one, we're just going to go through and highlight what people have, right? So what I'm going to do is just do some cuts to the different individuals which have either some really expensive, rare items or maybe some quest-related items. And let me know down in the comments below if there's something I glossed over. We're just going to go through the first little bit here, see how far we get, whether we got through the first few towns or all the towns we've been to. But yeah, let me know if this has been helpful and what I missed. Let's get through the cuts. Alright, so right off the bat, this fledgling hunter close to the beginning of town has a sprightly earring. And right next to him, a person named Ashlyn has another stimulating earring, which increases your SP by 10. Now you can get these in other parts of the game, but if you haven't seen them yet and you want to pick up a couple, they're available here. Right outside the pub, there's a female hunter who has a battle axe for 400 less than you can get it in the store here. Inside the pub, there's an old storyteller who has a critical earring. In the very middle of town, the highbrow historian has an All of a Life large, which is kind of like the mega version of an All of Life. You can see it's worth 19,000 gold though, so pick it if you need it later on in the game. The village headman has an arcane bow, which actually increases your elemental attack. So this is for perhaps someone who wants to use bows, but you're actually going to use their magic more often. You can switch to this bow and then use a magic attack to get that increased elemental damage. Same for this hunter right next to the exit of town into the woods. They've got an arcane hatchet, which does the same thing, but as an axe. The boy inside the hut, being guarded by that jerk of an individual, has an enlightening earring, which will increase your evasion. So that's it for Swarky at the time being. There are obviously, like you can see, various side quests, but we'll come back for those. Today is all about shopping. Let's move on. In Ophelia's hometown of Flamesgrace, we'll start off here with this individual. He has both an old coin and a Peacebringer's garb. Now I'm going to say you don't usually want to buy these items, the ones that are like fetches at fair price if sold, because you're technically buying it for more than you can sell it for. If you were to say obtain this through a different method, you could sell it for more. But buying it's not the best option. But he does have a Peacebringer's garb, so keep that in mind. The witness woman right outside the armory has a composite staff for a very good price. It actually has really high elemental attack and can occasionally put targets to sleep as well. The muttering codger right up looking at the cathedral has a refreshing jam for 14,000, which restores HP and SP to a single ally. Inside the pub we have a couple individuals. The diligent student has a couple of soul stones you can purchase, including a medium-sized fire one. And then involving the quest, there is a dungeon key With the Drunken Soldier, you can see that this is not for sale. You cannot purchase this. So to complete that quest, it can be attained through other ways or a completely different method altogether. The Knight Ardent, right on your way to the Cave of Origin, has both a medium and small-sized ice soulstone. Inside the house blocked by the woman, you'll find a sellsword who has a silver sword, headgear, and iron vest. The first town person you come to on your way to Cathedral has some interesting items, including a traditional dancer garb and a circlet. The Knight Ardent right out front of the Cathedral has both a small and medium-sized light soulstone. The Cleric right inside the Cathedral has a critical earring, including a critical nut. Now this is definitely an item that you want to pick up. It's only 900 gold, and it will permanently increase your critical hit rate, so definitely pick that one up. The Cleric in front of the Sacred Flame has a fire soulstone and a medium fire soulstone. While the Cleric, just to the right of your entrance into the Cathedral, has a medium-sized Inspiriting Plum, which could be helpful in a big battle. And unfortunately, you are unable to purchase, or scrutinize, or guide, or provoke His Excellency, who's resting. Alright, that does it for Flame's Grace. Let's move on. The first guard right past the entrance in Atlastum has a sprightly earring, which will increase your speed by 10, while the man right outside the inn has an item pertinent to a quest, ambrosial milk. Inside the pub, you'll find another individual who has an item related to that same quest, tavern patron with an emperor crab. The final item you need for that quest is in the possession of this boy here in the central area. It's a rock egg. The girl in that same section has both an odds and ends and a large feather, but keep in mind that if you buy these, you will not be able to get any money from them. In fact, you'll be losing out. Aside from the quest items, the older gentleman here in the bottom right hand, the erstwhile retainer, has a House Landar Records for sale at 6,080, which contains certain notes to the location of a high-born family's secret treasure trove. The Capable Culinarian, right next to the save spot and outside the provisioner's house, has a flying helm, which you may find of interest. While the Youth's Mother, also outside the provisioner, has both a medium and a small-sized Shadow Soulstone. The NPC known as Dan, right outside of the Armorer, has both a small and medium-sized Wind Soulstone, while the tavern patron on the left, who looks like a soldier inside the pub, has an iron armor and an iron axe. The man who looks like a pirate, the crest-bearing drunk outside the pub, has a critical earring and a thunder soulstone, while the obstinate merchant next door to him has a buckler, pointed hat, and a bronze vest. The guard you meet on your way to the castle, in between the library and the Royal Academy, has an empowering earring, which can increase your max HP by 50. While the merchant right outside the library has a silver hairpiece, a feathered hat, and a linen robe. The sleepy guard outside the library has a light soulstone and a thunder soulstone. And the guard right outside the castle has a large feather, a small cup, and a coin pouch. However, keep in mind, if you buy these, you will be losing out, so don't be tempted. The guard right on the inside of the castle has a stimulating earring, which will increase your SP by 10. And the gentleman just to his left, technically his right, the left of the player, the art lover, has a medium-sized Inspiriting Plum. Again, could be useful in a boss battle. The guard on the player's right of the entrance to the king's throne room has a Thunder Soulstone and a Shadow Soulstone. And perhaps the most interesting, the boy that we kind of scrutinized to help us find a weapon earlier has an elusive shield, a silver spear, a stone bow, and a composite staff, which we saw earlier, all for not that bad of a price, and they seem to all be pretty good weapons for this point in the game. And with that, we're finished with Atlastum. I did check out the Royal Academy. I didn't see anything that I found of interest. Let me know if I'm wrong. But with that, let's return to Tressa's hometown of Rippletide. Okay guys, we're going to leave it off here. Hopefully you found that at least a little helpful. I know not all those items were like the most epic or most powerful in the game. I just wanted to highlight some of the spots where you could find some weapons if you were curious about them. If you wanted to check out the stats on those, some various items. That critical net was probably the highlight of everything since it permanently increases a stat. And just to see that while you may see lots of different items that NPCs have, not all of them are worth purchasing. Like I mentioned, the things like large feathers or odds and ends, you buy those, you're going to lose money. So just be a smart consumer, right? Check your facts before you buy. Shop around, right? But there's definitely some things that are worth picking up. So again, hopefully you found that helpful. There's obviously lots of things I didn't showcase, lots of items that are pertinent to the apothecary job, things that, other soul stones, singular items, things like that. I didn't feel the need to highlight. I tried to highlight things where they had 2 different soul stones or small and a medium, various weapons, etc. So if you like what you saw, go ahead and leave a like down in the comments. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this kind of video where I kind of try to showcase some of the things that are available in the game and when you can buy them so you can go check it out yourself. And let me know what I missed. But if you like the content you see on our channel, please consider subscribing. We try to post every day at this point other than Sundays. And we really just enjoy creating a community where people can come and hang out and have a good time playing games. So my name is Archive, and glad to have you with me. Hope to see you next time.